welcome to another episode of Making It with Moyo. I am sitting down with Brittany Sarhage in St. Louis, and she is the owner of Rudy's Flower Truck.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Thanks for coming down and like making the drive and coming to St. Louis.
Yeah, so I love flowers, and I think that's why I was attracted to your business, because I am a flower girl.
Okay.
So let's take it back. How did Rudy's Flower Truck even come about?
So back in 2017, I was still working for a nonprofit here in the city, and I was just ready for a change, looking for a new job. And in the midst of looking for a new job, I came across this idea of a flower truck. Someone in California was doing it. She was an actual florist, and was just running her business out of a food truck type thing.
Okay.
And I was like, that is really cool. I like the idea of working with flowers, and something in that, seeing that just sparked my interest in wanting to work with flowers. And so looked for a florist job around here, couldn't find anything. So then I just decided 2 weeks later just that I was going to do it. Opened up our own flower mobile truck, and I just figured, you know what, I'll figure it out as I go.
How was the truck process?
So we went through a couple different visions of what this mobile flower shop would look like. So initially I thought a truck was way too expensive and just too much of a hassle. So I was like, oh, let's do a trailer, a horse trailer. So there's a handful of businesses around the country now that are either running coffee carts out of trailers, wedding services that do bartending out of trailers.
Yeah, I think I've seen that movie.
They renovate them, and they look amazing. They're beautiful. And so that's what I thought we were going to do. And then accidentally came across the truck that we now have, and it just kind of fell together. But definitely this was more about a couple of things. So giving people in this city experience, giving them something to do, right? And so the flower truck is a unique experience, and there's not a lot of flower trucks. And I just wanted us to be able to bring something unique to St. Louis, bring an experience, and to kind of bring a less intimidating way of flowers to here, you know? So the only places that you can go and buy flowers normally are either your grocery store, which doesn't have a lot of selection, or quality.
Yeah, the quality, they're dying already.
Right. Yeah. Or you go to a florist. And that's it's expensive, but it's more intimidating. You think of a florist as for weddings or special events and things like that. So if you just want to go and buy a few stems for your table or your bathroom, or to give as a gift to somebody, you're probably not going to go to the florist, because that is for bigger special events, right? So for us, we're kind of that middle ground for people, less intimidating than a flower shop, higher quality than the grocery store. You get to come by and pick out what you want, you know? And so I think that is another thing that drew me to this, is we're able to bring this unique flower purchasing experience to St. Louis, and hopefully introduce people, into buying flowers regularly.
And did you ever think you'd be an entrepreneur?
No.
How did that just landed in your lap?
You have to, if you're gonna open up this flower truck, I had to become an entrepreneur, and I don't even think I considered myself an entrepreneur probably until this past year.
Really?
Yeah, once I had more experience under my belt. So
So what advice would you give somebody that's actually trying to work towards becoming an entrepreneur, that's looking to start a business? What advice? Because yours just kind of happened, and then you recently put that cap on, that title on.
Right. I think if you're wanting to start a business, honestly the most important thing is to know your market and do your market research, right? So even though I wanted to work with flowers, and I wanted to open up a flower truck, I needed to know that we could be supported by this area, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and know your audience.
Exactly. So know the population around here, in terms of size. Right? Okay. And then who's here? What are people doing in the city?
Their interest.
Exactly. And then I did see that there was this emerging market of people wanting to go to small businesses and support small businesses, and understanding that by supporting small businesses, you're contributing to the local economy, and that's just a positive thing. Period. And so that was happening around the time that I decided to open this up, and so that was really important. And I think for people who are wanting to start a small business, you need to know, like, are you, like, do people want this? Or maybe they don't know that they want it, but is there a potential that they could want it just by looking at the activities and other businesses that are opening up in the area?
How was your reaction to their, feedback?
Nobody knew about us for like 2 or 3 months. Yeah. Like, I just thought people would just like come.
Yeah.
Like,
quickly gravitate.
Yeah. And so, like, I don't have a business degree. I didn't even know how to use Instagram. So I didn't know like how to use all those things. And so that potentially could have been a reason why people didn't know about us and we weren't partnering up with the right places, maybe. But yeah, so the initial feedback was like,
it was silent. Almost like a silent season.
Yeah, like, what do they call it? Like, when you hear like the crickets chirping or something? Yeah. So that's how it was. And then, we had a customer that did come by that recommended that we go to this one brunch spot.
Okay.
We went there, and ever since then, it just took off. I don't know, I think people like it and it's exciting. Like, when people, haven't been to the truck and they're coming up for the first time and they're like, they're not disappointed. They're like, oh my God, this is like what I envisioned, or it's better than what it even looks like on Instagram. And that makes me feel good.
Yeah. What I found so interesting is, in the beginning it was silent.
Oh yeah.
You didn't get any attraction.
Oh no.
But you didn't give up.
No.
You didn't give up. You could have just been like, okay, I just wasted this much money.
Right.
Okay, like, what am I doing?
No, but you can't.
You can't give up.
No. It wasn't even that long. It's like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
Like,
but for some people,
right.
2 months in, if they don't see any type of growth, they're going to be like, okay.
Right. Well, I knew that. It could work because I knew that there was a market here. I just thought, okay, we're not I'm doing something. I need to change something. And
realizing what you need to
exactly.
tweak.
Like, my whole family thought it was like crazy that I opened this thing up, so I can't like let them know that they were right or something. So no.
You just got to keep making it happen.
Yeah.
So obviously Valentine's Day is coming up.
Yeah.
Super exciting.
Yeah.
So I know how it is like in retail stores. I see all the hype.
Yeah.
How is it for you? Is this your busy season?
So Valentine's Day is obviously a huge day. It's the biggest, like, for us so far. We've only been doing this now for like this is our 3rd Valentine's Day, so I'm not an expert in this by any means, but it's the biggest holiday that we have, and we're looking to do a ton more this year and like really capitalize on it. So Valentine's Day is just like one day. It's not a season. Okay. So it is like the busiest holiday for flowers, but it's not our busy season, if that makes sense.
Okay. What do you see in the future for Rudy's Flower Truck?
Getting multiple trucks. I think the way that the city and the region is set up is that it's very much fragmented, right? And so as much as I love the city and I want people to come here, they don't. And so we're missing out on this huge population that is right outside of the city on the Missouri side and on the Illinois side. And so looking to expand and like open up some kind of, whether that's a truck or some kind of shop that is Rudy's and it still has like our aesthetic and our vibe and things like that, out into these counties and towns outside of the city. And then eventually, like, I would like to open up more businesses that potentially aren't flower related in the city, just to kind of help with development and, fill in some holes in some neighborhoods that, we need some more businesses in.
Yeah.
So.
And then before I ask you my last question, I wanted to know a little bit about just the ordering and creation of the flowers and how you go about that, if you can explain, because I'm sure people that are not in this industry, we have no idea. We're like, where do you get your flowers? Like,
right.
So how is that? And like, have you partnered with people and to order bulk, or how does that work?
Yeah, so we have wholesalers here in the city, which is great.
Oh, okay.
They have stuff obviously all year round, and then starting in like May to October, we're able to work with like 3 to 4 farms around here and get stuff too. So during that time period, about 30% of our flowers are local during the May to October, which is great.
Yeah, I was very curious about that. I'm like, where is she?
Yeah, and it's just like amazing, like what can grow around here. Yeah, we have wholesaler, and then we do farms whenever they have their seasons going. That is where communication is very important, and expectations are important about what I expect and what I need and things like that. And then also on their end.
When I need it, maybe?
Yeah, when I need it. And then like color palettes and things like that. Because like wholesale is like pretty much set. Like, they have so much coming in and things like that. But when you're growing locally, there's not a cushion. I don't know how to explain it. There's not a cushion. There's nobody to back up the farmer. It's just them. And so like sometimes they don't have the colors that you asked for and things like that. Whereas as a wholesaler, they have tons of stuff there, so you can always get it, right? So when we're working with farms, we really need to be clear about these are the exact colors that we're needing. This is the amount, when we need it by, the quality of flowers when they come in. That's kind of hard too. Is like when you're talking to a farmer and you get something that isn't up to like, you know, a standard. To have to tell that person who grew that it's not acceptable. That's difficult. Yeah, you can talk to your wholesaler and be like, hey, like this bunch is broken, like give me my discount, right? But like doing that with the farmers is totally different. So I think it just depends on what kind of relationship. When it's more one-on-one like we have with our farmers, where they're the owner and I'm the owner and we're working together, you can, you know, your egos are in that a little bit, so you can take things a little personally. So that's where you have to like be really careful with your words and plan out things much more in advance. And like the wholesaler is just like you get a sales rep and you work with them and it's easy. So.
Well, thank you for that. That was good insight. So my last question, I always ask everybody I interview this question. Okay. What does making it mean to you?
Okay. Making it is like we're doing it. We're successful, right?
Yeah.
Okay. For me, I would say making it is just like being able to like keep my business open and being able to turn a profit that I'm comfortable with. And also like being well received by the community that we're in.
Sounds good. I like that. Yeah. Well, thank you, Brittany.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for watching this episode of Making It. I'm your host, Moyo, and I will see you guys next time.